welcome to another 180 Markets Weekly Wrap. And well, friends, another tough week on the market. And it's not surprising given there is so much uncertainty in the world out there right now. And then on top of that, we had a very strong January, a very strong February, so certainly there is a lot of room for prices to go down. And they are certainly indeed. And Shaun, in the last couple of days especially, we have seen some really sharp falls. And my question to you, are you tempted?
I'm very tempted, and I have been buying a bit, but now I've got to stay away from the screen. It's really feeling dangerous out there. I know you say that every bull market comes out of a bear market, but I'm just not prepared to punt that theory too hard, because we have had, every time over the last 5 to 10 years that the market's fallen, it's rebounded back. But when you're in the moment, like we are now, it's very hard to punt on stocks, and there are a lot of cheap stocks out there.
But are they cheap?
Well, that's the thing. Are they cheap? And they may be cheap compared to 2 or 3 months ago, but when you look at a few years ago, they are still a lot higher. So we're going to take a close look at gold and silver stocks and see how they're looking, because there's been a lot of profits lost. But yeah, let's take a look at the screens. Let's go straight to the iris this week, because there weren't a lot of raises, but some interesting ones that we did see were, let's start with core lithium. Now this used to be a trader's darling, moves around a lot, one of the lithium stocks that went nuts a few years ago. Yes. Feels like a lifetime ago. They raised money at 21 cents. They ended up taking 120 million. Now what's interesting about this, it was impossible to get. So we tried quite a few places and just could not get stock. But luckily, we look at that, it's already down. So they raised money at 21 cents, and aren't we happy we can get, Greg?
And Shaun, is it an opportunity if somebody did not get filled or got a very small allocation?
Yeah, look, if you know the company very well and you understand what you're doing, maybe, but too many times I've had that thinking and I've got burnt. Just because a placement's hot and oversubscribed doesn't mean it's going to perform well in the market. And so many times, Greg, I've done the wrong thing with that. Now, the placements that are taking place, we've seen are very well cornerstoned before, and board and management are participating as well. Sure. Now, ANX directors took $1 million of that, and obviously that's all confirmed before they go live. So there was no discount to the price. They ended up raising $10 million, and I think that's the only way raises are getting done at the moment, Greg.
For sure.
Another one that board and management took a chunk of was MHC, Manhattan Corp. Now, take a look at that chart, Greg. Not sure how happy board and management would be now, but clearly the price fell sharply, and I guess that's what happens when you put a big discount on that.
Good luck, Ivan.
Good luck. Now, we just want to quickly talk about 2 IPOs that happened and are going live in a couple of weeks. Koala. Do you know anything about the company, Greg?
Koala, sure, a bedding furniture company, and I think as much as anything, it'll be a good litmus test to see how markets or how investors really feel about these companies.
So Koala was heavily oversubscribed,
yeah.
Not a lot of stock to go around, and yeah, let's see if it lists with that momentum. Valiant, VAL. Now, Greg, I don't know anything about this except it was gold and hot.
Yes.
Hot. Very hard to get stock. We had inquiries from many people, and we did get a bit of stock, but the amount of times that this was oversubscribed. Now, let's see if that continues in the overmarket, in the aftermarket, because it's gold, and as we're about to see now, gold stocks have been hammered.
That's right.
So good luck to anyone that did get a chunk of Valiant. That'll be interesting. Okay, let's take a look at these gold stocks. Now, I don't follow this one, but my son unfortunately told me he's been buying it, and damn, I feel bad. I don't think I taught him the right thing. This is Perseus. We're going to Sunstone next.
Okay.
Perseus, look at that chart, right? Yeah, these gold stocks, and even before today, this is today it's only down 1% when the gold price has fallen. But if you think about it, gold still 4,600. I reckon when gold first hit 4,600, that it was around here, and now all these companies are falling just because the gold price is falling a bit.
Yeah.
What does that tell you, Greg?
Well, it tells you that there has been a lot of hot money coming into these stocks in, say, December, January-ish area, and probably a little bit before that, Shaun.
That's right. Another one which have just collapsed. Take a look at that, Greg. Now, you follow this company.
Yeah.
28 cents now. They did do a consolidation, but they were 75 cents when everyone was loving them. And yeah.
And Shaun, and this is what happens when you have weak-ish fundamentals in terms of the company was for sale. Obviously, nothing has proceeded. And then on top of it, you get the gold price falling, a lot of hot money in the stock, and bam, you go from 70 to 20.
Yeah, hot money. Before the capital raise, there was hot money in this. This hit 16 cents. Now, I don't overly rate this company, and I do reckon that this was just money piling in because it was silver. Down to 6 cents. They raised a big chunk at, I think, 7.5 or 8.5. But it just keeps falling because the momentum has completely come out of the sector.
Yes.
But the price is still high of silver and gold, probably especially silver. Like, we were speaking to people before who said silver has to be a buy now because it's 70,000 and it was 120,000. But don't forget, silver was how low a few months ago?
And Shaun, this comes back to the point that you made earlier on when we were talking about that stocks, you feel that you personally have to get away from the screens because they're tempting, aren't they?
Exactly. They're tempting because of the price they were a few months ago, but they're still so overvalued, a lot of them. And there's so much hype in them that people got so excited. Taxi drivers were talking about gold not long ago, and I think they're now going to be a bit quiet. Let's just quickly go through some other ones that have been terrible this week. Bardin, Greg, now they hit how high? $1.40 recently.
Right.
Down to 84.
Yep.
I mean, this is a real gold company, isn't it?
It is, Shaun. You got a big resource, big reserve in Tier 1 South Australia. But look, this market is sparing nobody.
SVL, used to love trading this one, but not anymore. Look at that chart, Greg, 26 to 16 in about a month.
Yep.
A lot of profits have been taken off the table. MKR, look at this, another silver company hit 22. Now it's at 10 and looking really weak. That's a falling knife. You can't try and catch it, can you?
No.
EQR, one that I still feel is way overvalued, but what do I know, Greg? Now, another one, ODY, just getting smashed. NMG, completely, all the life's just been taken out of it. Now, let's look at Brightstar, because this is one of my least favourite companies. And they've got a lot of cash, which is probably good for them.
Yes. But
they just raised and raised and raised. And at the end of the day, you've got to produce the gold, you've got to get it out the ground, and you've got to make investors organic profits, don't you?
Yep. And plus, Shaun, and like you said, gold, 4,600 US an ounce, 5,500 US an ounce, you should still be able to make a lot of money at these prices.
Exactly. So there are going to be some bargains around, but to spot them is where you've got to be superior to others. I don't think I've got any of that in me. It's really hard, isn't it?
It is, and you have to be really, really know your technicals.
Exactly, and I reckon your fundamentals even more.
Yes.
All right, we could go on all day because there are so many stocks that have got smashed, and yeah, I mean, if anyone's making money in this market, well done. Come and speak to me because I like to know how. All right, that's it. Greg, anything planned for the weekend?
Not a lot planned for this weekend. I'm going to go through a lot of companies here, but as you said, just good to make the shopping list without necessarily pulling the trigger.
That's it. Have a great weekend.